Lionel Scaloni, who's just been voted the World Coach of the Year. He, like Arnold, has been rewarded for his World Cup success with an extended deal to the end of the next World Cup cycle. And there's our officiating team tonight, led by Ma Ning, the match referee, 43 years of age, from Liaoning, who is a teacher by trade. Well, the Workers' Stadium almost unrecognisable from what it used to be pre-rebuild, but it is a magnificent sight. The pitch, I'm told, though, is a little bit loose in places, perhaps reflective of the fact that it is still rather a new venue. This should be terrific entertainment. The two skippers, Leo Messi is wearing the jersey with the Chinese writing to spell out his name, which is a nice touch for the locals. Matty Ryan, of course, leading Australia as per usual. Will this be Messi's last appearance in Asia? You'd fancy it might. So let's have a look at the team lineups, and Argentina start with 9 of the 11 that lined up against Australia at the World Cup. Only Pablo Gomez and Julian Alvarez, who's on the bench, are missing. Nicolas Gonzalez leads the attack with Angel Di Maria on one side, the incomparable Leo Messi on the other. Alexis McAllister has just completed a big money move to Liverpool. He will feature in midfield. Australia's 11 includes 7 of the team that started in Doha against Argentina. Degenek, Bajic, Moy and Irvine not a part of this squad, of course. Graham Arnold goes for a two-pronged attack with Jamie McLaren partnering Mitch Duke. Aidan O'Neill is with Keanu Bacchus in midfield, in the week in which he announced he'll be playing in Belgium for Standard Liège next season. A little bit of a tweak in the shape tonight for the Socceroos. Nominally a 4-4-2. And Arnie has said it's actually more of a 4-2-2-2, at least with the ball. And a rather unique way of delivering the match ball. No doubt courtesy of one of the sponsors who were helping to pay for this fixture. The Argentine FA reckoned to be taking home around about $100 million from this two-game tour. They will play, of course, in Indonesia next, in Jakarta, but that will be without Leo Messi. So off we go in Beijing. 6 months ago, very few gave Australia a chance of living with Argentina. In the end, only a late save from Emi Martinez to deny Garang Kuol prevented extra time. And tonight, another great test for the Socceroos, Andy Harper.
Well, finally we got the game going. It seemed to take a while, the pre-game festivities, but it is a big night for the Socceroos. And although there's no qualification riding on this, no points at stake, to be invited to play against the reigning world champions with the greatest player on the planet is reason enough to be up for this one. And of course, a small matter of trying to seek some sort of redress for that round of 16 match in the World Cup, which really set Australia alight. What a fantastic run the Socceroos treated us to. Now let's see if they can get something back on the current world champions. Wonderful football team that they are, of course.
Graham Arnold's mantra has been to keep the ball when you get it. Don't give away cheap possession. Let's see if his charges heed those words. A little stumble, and there is no whistle. And Argentina will continue. It's Leo Messi! Oh! That's why he's the best player in the world. And that's what the fans came to see tonight. And it's happened inside the opening 2 minutes. And it is classic Messi. Incredible. He only needs half a chance, and he punishes you. And Australia did what Graham Arnold told them not to do right from the kickoff.
Well, huge disappointment for the Socceroos. Matthew Leckie just getting his feet stuck in that turf. And then away. Spring the Arby Celeste. And Messi just doesn't miss. It's still got to thread the needle. There's not a lot of space to utilise. But he doesn't need much space, Leo Messi. And before the clock has ticked over 2 minutes, the world champions are 1 up.
Well, he can go home now, Harps. He's done his job. The moment they all came to see and paid their money for. Apart from those cheering on Australia, of course. And we did mention at the start, Harps, that the pitch was a little loose in places, and maybe that did for Matt Leckie.
Yeah, he did look just as though his footing got stuck, but nevertheless, Messi still had to find that small opening. Beautiful curled shot. Matty Ryan stranded.
Doesn't need a second invitation, does he? And he's played the ball out wide here, and first time off Di Maria. And Argentina starting to showboat a little bit in these early stages, and underlining why they are the world champions. They will build again. It'll slip this time by an Argentine in midfield, but they work it out towards Molina on the right. This is Angel Di Maria. That goal, incidentally, means that Leo Messi has now scored in 7 consecutive matches for his country. It's goal number 103 at international level. And he scored a remarkable 18 times in 2022. Some countries don't manage that in total in a calendar year. He's a remarkable player. Touched by Molina. O'Neill almost nipped in, but not quite. And Messi's managed to find the ball forward. Another chance here. And fired over the top by Alexis McAllister. Alarm bells ringing loud and clear again for the Socceroos. It's been a blistering start by the world champions.
Well, 2 line breaks and 2 efforts on goal. One for the reward. Beautiful use of the body by Leo Messi, and then the ball over the top for McAllister, who couldn't adequately control the shot.
Liverpool have just paid £35 million for Alexis McAllister to secure his signature from Brighton. Hit double figures in the Premier League last season, but couldn't hit the target there. Australia just need to string some passes together. Get themselves involved in the game. This is Acuna. Spins up in the air, nodded forward by big Harry Sutter. Argentina back in control. It's well read by Sutter. And finally, Australia have a bit of possession, backed by Geordie Boss for Kai Rolls. And Sutter back to Matt Ryan, winning his 81st cap tonight, which takes him past a couple of Socceroos in the all-time ledger, Mark Milligan and a certain Luke Wilkshire. Might have been a foul there, but advantage played. And 2 fullbacks have been instructed that they can get forward when possible, of course. Geordie Boss trying to take advantage of that. Atkinson on the right. But Suttar's attempted diagonal was charged down. And Argentina will look to build. It's with Fernandez. Now Rodrigo de Paul. Out for Angel Di Maria. What a test for Jordi Boss tonight, up against a player of his experience, but he's won that particular challenge. And Bacchus will drive it forwards, lift it over the top.
It's unfortunate for the Socceroos. Jordi Boss has had 2 good touches with the ball now and opened the field up there nicely. And Bacchus just looked like he rushed that one slightly. Might have been able to carry the ball a little bit deeper, stretch the defence, draw it. One of the retreating Argentine defenders out to try and slow him down.
How about that for a pass? Goodness me. From Angel Di Maria. That's ridiculous. Here's Christian Romero, who plays his club football in England as well with Tottenham. Worked out wide by De Paul for Acuna. Otamendi for Molina. Oh, he's left it short, and Mitch Duke will nip in. Could be a chance here for Australia. Just dallied a little bit too long, perhaps. And the moment was gone.
That's a terrific recovery from Molina. Duke just not quick enough on the uptake.
Oh, look at that. Lovely feet to get away from Atkinson. Infield it comes. Here's Messi again. Little pirouette and tries to flick it over the top for McAllister. Back with the Argentine captain. Di Maria, he's in position for the return. Messi. Side netting this time. Wow, what a player.
Well, he's in the mood tonight. An early goal can often help that mood as well, but a couple of beautiful little passages from him and a lovely pass through from Di Maria then onto his less prolific right foot, which thankfully from an Australian viewpoint could only find the side netting.
Well, normally Harps players at the age of 35 are contemplating hanging up their boots, or their level has dropped significantly, but Leo Messi just seems to go on and on and on, and fans in America are in for a treat. Into Miami, of course, the club of David Beckham, not on the field these days. Although I can't help feeling, Harps, I don't know if you agree, that it would have been nicer had he ended his days with Barcelona. Chance of Messi, ring around the Workers' Stadium. Rodrigo De Paul just knocked off balance. And referee Marning's just going to have a word here with Jordan Boss. It was only the slightest of shoves, but it was enough. De Paul again. Acuna. Touched by Fernandez. Messi. Little gasps whenever he touches the ball. Worked back by Fernandez. Molina. Australia's first senior international in China since they played out a goalless draw against the host nation in Kunming back in 2008, a World Cup qualifier. Mark Schwarzer had to save a penalty that day. Sadly for the Socceroos, not much Matt Ryan could do with that early strike from this man on the ball, Leo Messi, who invites Acuna forward. Played back to him by Gonzalez. Messi. Oh, give it away by Messi. Even the greats can make mistakes. And Australia will look to build. Mitch Duke, clever ball. McGree looking for options. Eventually finds one in Atkinson, but Argentina have retreated back in numbers. Can Atkinson get the cross in? Not quite.
Well, a couple of good opportunities for Australia off Argentina errors. Molina with one and then Messi with another. But how quickly did they recover the ground? We marvel at how beautifully they play their football and how beautifully, particularly Messi, does his thing. Not often spoken about is how quickly the individuals can cover the ground. Great athletes, of course. And you saw them swallow the ground up that the Socceroos briefly had in their favour with those turnovers. The opportunities are not there for long.
And a fair measure of how good they are. We remember that surprise loss to Saudi Arabia, match day 1 of the World Cup in Qatar. That is their only defeat in the last 45 internationals. It's going all the way back to 2019 when they lost to Brazil. It's some record. Matt Ryan saying, give me an option. So there's Jordan Boss having to work the angle back to his goalkeeper. And Matt Ryan forced him to go in long. Trying to hit Mitch Duke. And it's maybe why Graham Arnold has gone with the double-pronged attack tonight with Jamie McLaren perhaps to feed off Mitch Duke. Knowing that perhaps they're going to have to go a little bit more direct at times, and the big man, little man combination can perhaps reap some dividends. Of course, you've got to get the ball first.
Yeah. And there's nothing easy so far this evening for Australia. And we do know and have seen, we need a reminding already in this game that how willing Mitch Duke is to try and get his body on the end of something to keep an attack going, force an error.
This is Fernandes, who cost Chelsea over 100 million when he arrived after the World Cup. Almost difficult to get your head around that sort of money. Messi doesn't mind operating in those tight spaces. He's well used to it. And draws the contact from Bacchus. Keanu Bacchus, who made his starting debut for the Socceroos against Argentina in that round of 16 tie in Doha. Did pretty well that night. Rodrigo de Paul off the chest. And it was just there waiting to be hit for McAllister, who's remained down with a bit of a knock. Well defended in the end by the Socceroos.
A lovely little forward run out of midfield to get in behind Australia's defence. They recovered well. Harry Souttar just closing in as Kai Rolls actually makes the challenge. Little half opening for McAllister. Quickly closed by Rolls.
Clipped forward by Souttar. A little nudge off the ball there by Mitch Duke, which just played in Australia's favour. Here's Jordan Boss. Almost broke kindly for him, but not quite. Fernandes. Australia applying just enough pressure. Short ball by Bacchus, gets the return from O'Neill. Argentina look to press and Rolls has to turn back. And Ryan again has to go long, not quite long enough. O'Neill breaks through that challenge. McGree. He's had a good season with Middlesbrough in the English Championship. They just missed out on promotion. Riley McGree's team losing to Coventry in the semi-finals of the playoffs. Riley McGree involved in almost every one of those 46 matches. Here he is on the ball. Left that a fraction short for Boss. Martinez has to readjust the feet quickly. And it'll be a throw for Argentina.
That's better from Australia. It looked a little bit more settled. And it's not that Argentina weren't looking to put pressure when the time was right. But it's the first time Australia looked really at all settled in possession.
Here's DePaul. Opening the field up for Argentina to attack down the left. Back by McAllister. Molina. Di Maria. In some ways I feel a bit sorry for Angel Di Maria. When you've got Messi in your team, you don't get many headlines, but what a career he's had. Playing for some of the world's biggest clubs. Here he is on the ball. Winning cap number 132, Angel Di Maria. Good stretch that by Duke, linking up with McLaren. Promise here for the Socceroos. It'll break kindly here for McGree. On the right is Leckie, and it's too high for Duke at the back post. But again, promising signs for Graham Arnold's team.
Yes, excellent from Mitch Duke, making the opening in the centre of the field. A good bit of footwork, strong perseverance again. And they played through a little bit fortuitously. And here's the goal from Messi. Nothing fortuitous about this. Beautiful. 1.5 minutes into the game.
And just in the place where it was completely out of reach for Matt Ryan. Australia have foraged well for the ball. Bacchus. McGree did well to reel that one in. This is Boss and O'Neill. Teammates at Melbourne City last season in the A-League, but they'll be playing against each other in Belgium next season. Boss for Westerlo and O'Neill for Standard Liège. This is Otamendi, who's just re-signed for another year with Benfica. DePaul run out a bit in midfield. A little bit more settled now, the Socceroos.
Yeah, they've had a much better last 5 minutes. They looked pretty rattled to open the match. Couldn't really secure the ball. Never looked particularly confident. And they're still under pressure now. Look how hard Argentina are working to close the space and close players down. But yeah, the Socceroos a lot more sure of themselves in control of the ball and finding the odd pass as well now to open up.
Bit of room here, slightly behind McLaren from Boss, which was unfortunate, and which brought an end to that rather promising move. They win it back high up the field through Rolls. Bacchus says much better football from the green and gold. O'Neill. Boss. And he's in place for the return. It was beautifully threaded through by Riley McGree, and he's in position for the return. Back post cross, but there's nobody there. And that was really good stuff from Australia.
Well, Riley McGree's looking in great touch. Only hit one pass, but he's had a couple of beautiful little feints and offerings outside of that. It's a good raid from Geordie Boss. And I think we might have been expecting Geordie Boss to collect that in his stride and keep going. As it was, it ended up fortuitously for Riley McGree, whose instinctive ball to the far post looked like it was heading for Mitch Duke or thereabouts, but for some reason he couldn't navigate his way past Argentina's defence and challenge the ball.
Australia's turn to try and press and keep Argentina penned in. Now they should be able to get out through Otamendi. Acuna on the left. Nicely threaded ball for Messi. You'll know when he's in possession because you'll hear the gasps. Romero. De Paul. Nice turn by McAllister. Messi swings it out wide. Acuna building nicely here, the world champions. And there's just a little bit of a slip there on the point of delivery from Nicolas Gonzalez. Well, Argentina will get a corner. Just loses his footing there.
Australia's defence gathered well inside their own penalty area.
Argentina perhaps wisely not risking the high ball with Harry Suter patrolling the Australian penalty box. Christian Romero just completely taking his eye off the ball there. Geordie Boss bundled out of play. Nice touch back to Acuna from Di Maria. He's swapped sides with Nicolas Gonzalez just for the moment. Di Maria now operating on the left, Gonzalez on the right. Punched out towards Molina. And again the fullback. One of many applies his trade in Spain with Atletico Madrid. That's a flag which will deny that attack for Argentina. And Mitch Duke for Australia turns the ball straight over, which will not please their coach. Hard enough to win it, don't give it away was the mantra.
Yeah, be happy with the last 10 minutes though, I'd say, from Australia, notwithstanding that error from Mitch Duke. His work has been one of the reasons why their last 10 minutes has been more promising. Another good forward run, which opens up the left flank.
Clever from McAllister to draw Nathaniel Atkinson in, but the fullback has atoned for that. Winning the ball back almost immediately. And Leckie will drive through the midfield and find McGree. Beyond him is Jordan Boss. Winning just his second cap tonight, Geordie Boss. No Aziz Behich in the squad. He was the first choice left back, of course, at the World Cup. There's Boss. It's a handy ball in. It's a really good save by Emi Martinez, which preserves Argentina's lead and denies Mitch Duke, who acknowledges the quality of the delivery.
Well, and the save, lovely from Bacchus, just dropping the ball out to Boss, who skips in and finds Mitch Duke. It's really good from the first effort. Close range from Martinez. A bit fortunate from there afterwards, you'd have to say, for he, and unfortunate for the Socceroos. Reflex from Martinez there, and the post saving him. And Mitch Duke can't react quickly enough. But to cap off a resurgent 10 minutes from the Socceroos, their first really good chance at goal.
Emi Martinez, of course, it was, who broke Australian hearts late on with that save from Garang Kuol at the World Cup. Not quite the same stakes tonight. Equally effective, and that pressure from Bacchus forces an error from Enzo Fernandez, and it will be an Australian corner, just to underline their recent resurgence.
Yeah, team's looking good. Well done from Jamie McLaren to get one of the passing routes blocked off, and Bacchus sensed the opportunity, closed in. And as things go, it's a rather cheap corner concession from Argentina. Let's see if Australia can make the most of it.
Riley McGree to take. Harry Sutar is inside the penalty box, of course. Headed firmly towards goal by Matt Leckie. And Argentina have got a player down, in fact two. Maybe a bit of friendly fire inside their own penalty area from that corner, and the referee Ma Ning decides to stop play. It was actually Harry Sutar who bundled into one of those Argentines, which forced him then into his own teammate. You don't need 6'6" of Harry Sutar coming down on you, that's for sure. Even Nicholas Otamendi, who's a tough cookie, is feeling rather winded after that. Yeah, that was a heavy fall on Otamendi, and the left knee is the one that's causing him the discomfort. Australia get the free drop. That's a nice touch around the corner. Leckie's after it, but beaten to it, and he was a little bit late in the challenge there. And it's Christian Romero who bore the full weight of his follow-through.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot in this, to be honest. Matthew Leckie's pretty much pulled out. It's just one of those momentum clashes.
It's a collision, but
that's it. It's just a collision. It's barely even a foul, really. That's not to say that Romero is necessarily feeling 100% on the back of it. The referee was pretty eager to test out the P.
Well, that's both central defenders now that Australia have taken out in the last couple of minutes. And after that opening quarter of an hour when Argentina really turned on the style, it's been a decent comeback by Australia. And again, they've won the ball back high up the pitch and are only rescued by the persistence of Enzo Fernandez. Australia picking pockets really well high up the park, without reward at the moment.
Well, it's been a really good little comeback from Australia, knocked back on their heels from the brilliance of Messi 90 seconds in. And the next 10 minutes after that were looking a little rocky as well, but Australia eased their way into the game. They're forcing errors, they're playing some great stuff.
And again, there's a bit of shirt holding there on Duke. And McLaren went first time, which was understandable, but it was an awkward angle to try and divert it towards goal. But Australia on top here. And now it's with Bacchus. Lucky to keep it alive. Atkinson. All the way back for Rolls. O'Neill. O'Neill has Geordie Boss hugging the left touchline. McGree gets clear off Fernandez. And there are a few oohs from the crowd for Australia's play, which will be music to Graham Arnold's ears. Down the line by O'Neill. Boss. Throw in for the Socceroos.
They're riding the wave at the moment, the green and goal. It's been very encouraging. Ryan McGree's been excellent. What a tonic he's been with his surety of touch. Very incisive movement. Another little play here.
Here's Jordan Boss, going to have a go with the right peg, which is not the stronger of the two. And he was also off balance as well.
Well, in Geordie Boss, we're probably watching, Simon, for all intents and purposes, the first game of the next decade of our left fullback. And such is the promise of the young man, and I think get this first half under his belt. There's 10 minutes to tick away. The second half, I can really see him causing some trouble. Now that's if the other guys in front of him can keep the momentum going.
Oh, it's a lovely little flick from McAllister. And there's a tangle on the edge of the box involving Gonzalez and Atkinson, but no whistle. And it's those two again. And Atkinson sees it safely behind. Some of the fans inside the stadium wanting a penalty. I don't think Nathaniel Atkinson did too much wrong there. A little wink to his teammates as if to say, yep, all good. And there's a slight contact to the face of Gonzalez, but nothing too much untoward. Started in that opening game of the World Cup against France, of course, where he had a tough night against Kylian Mbappe. Nathaniel Atkinson. He's had a decent campaign with Hearts in Scotland. O'Neill run out of it by Messi. He's been a little quieter of late. Molina. It's the right idea. Picked up by Messi, who tries to thread it through. It's just a fraction too strong. But it's that ability to be able to see that little gap and execute almost in the blink of an eye that Australia have to be aware of. McGree at the other end. Glances off the head of Duke. And that will favour Marcos Acuna. But he's dallied on the ball, and Australia back in it. Leckie works it back to Atkinson. McGree, little flick with the heel for O'Neill. And Duke a little bit off balance. But the Socceroos keep coming. Di Maria. Messi's touch for Fernandez. Rodrigo de Paul, who's another one who plays for Atletico Madrid. And there is no flag here, and the chip goes over the top from Messi. Well, another impudent attempt to try and embarrass Australia, and it nearly paid off.
Well, the run was brilliant, because Kai Rolls thinks he's got him, and then he's lost him, and there he is. Where is he? There he is. It's almost too late. It was just a brilliant angle on that run. The timing of it had the Australian defender completely inside out. It's been a good first half. Plenty of moments to enjoy for both sets of fans.
Argentina, of course, building towards their next big assignment, which is the resumption of World Cup qualifying for 2026. They get that underway at home to Ecuador in September, after the friendly against Indonesia in Jakarta, of course. That's good work from Jordan Boss. Has he overdone it? Yeah. Just one touch too many, which opened the door for Fernandes.
Yeah, but you know, these are the glimpses to what he's going to bring to the national team. And Mr. Westerlo, when he moves to the top flight in Belgium, they've just got to tighten up that possession a little more. But you could see how difficult the Argentine players were finding to track him. 1v1, he's a great athlete.
Di Maria. De Paul slings it out towards that left-hand side, but Atkinson had its measure and gets the verdict as well. There's Julian Alvarez in the foreground, just going through. One of the Argentina substitutes. He's just become the 12th footballer in history to win the World Cup and the Champions League in the same season. I'm sure we'll get to see him at some point in the second half. And from Australia's point of view, Harps, I think we'll probably get to see the return of Aiden Krustic as well, which will be a bonus for Graham Arnold after his injury concerns. Maybe a debut for Alessandro Ciccati as well.
Yeah, looking forward to that if it comes to pass. And certainly Rustic is a terrific talent. His team, Hellas Verona, survived the drop out of Serie A in Italy in the playoffs, so he'll be ready for action. Late arrival in camp because of that.
Always patrolling that technical zone. Graham Arnold kicks every ball with his players. And that ball's been kicked a little bit too hard from Rodrigo de Paul. Aidan O'Neill gets the return off McGree. Boss. It's well protected by O'Neill. Bacchus. There's another one who's played regularly for his club team St Mirren in Scotland this season. One or two rumours linking him with a move to Rangers next year. Don't know how much truth there is in that.
Well, he's certainly shown the ultimate level at the World Cup finals against Argentina in that round of 16 matches. More than capable of holding his own, and a very, very consistent season with St Mirren, so why not? Prepared to say that lesser players have made the move.
Here is Bacchus. Rolls. Suter. And it'll bounce through for Nathaniel Atkinson. Mitch Duke in position if they can find the right delivery, but Atkinson could not. And Argentina tidy it up pretty cleanly. De Paul. Another misplaced pass from the Atletico Madrid midfielder. McGree into the channel for the willing runner, Mitch Duke. So too was Christian Romero,
who looked more than a little intent on taking a piece of Mitch Duke with him then. That was a really awkward looking challenge. Mitch Duke had sensed the trouble, I think. Here goes Boss.
Jordi Boss. Again, it's with the right peg. A little bit closer this time, but not good enough to trouble Emi Martinez.
And so far, just on that singular discussion, Argentina have not found a way yet to stop Jordi Boss in the first phase of that attack. He's beaten the man and cut in, whether he's cut inside or whatever, every time. It's the last touch, the last dribble, which sometimes has been a problem, but at least he gets the shot on target, or not on target, but towards goal there, and his less favoured right foot.
One in the air by Suter. Lecky. Was there a little bit of contact there? Not enough for the whistle to blow. Wow. That's some ball by Acuna. De Paul. Otamendi. And Romero. De Paul. Di Maria. Touch back by Fernandez. I'm not sure it was the surest. I think it went straight through Jamie McLaren. Hence the rocking back of the head from the Melbourne City striker, who's starting his first game for Australia since against Oman back in February of last year. Here come Argentina through Nicolas Gonzalez, again against Atkinson, who stands his ground. He's done well in that particular battle. Oh, that's not so good. Straight to the feet of Messi, and it required that intervention from Kai Rolls as we move into 2 minutes of first half stoppage time.
And that was Matt Lecky again, and thankfully one of Australia's best. Didn't bookend the half with errors that put goals on for Leo Messi. I know the gathered audience, not just in the stadium but probably globally, was probably looking forward to another bit of Messi magic. And that wouldn't have been fair on Matt Lecky, who's just been in great form at clubland for Melbourne City, and so too with the national team. Had a sterling World Cup. Unforgettable moment, that goal against Denmark to send Australia to the round of 16.
Yep, Melbourne City's player of the season. Alex Tobin medalist as well. And voted into the PFA's best 11 of the season too. At the moment, on the losing side, thanks to the genius of Leo Messi. That's not bad either from Angel Di Maria. McAllister being pursued with vigour by Suter, but he turns clear of him. Is that a bit of the local wildlife on the shoulder of Mitch Duke?
Escapee from the local wet market.
Bacchus. And that is half-time. Well, Australia have certainly contributed. One big save from Emi Martinez to deny Mitch Duke. But as we suspected it might be this evening, it's all about Leo Messi. The only goal of the game coming after just 2 minutes, and what a finish it was. Delighting the thousands who've paid big money to see him here tonight. Australia with a bit to do, but they've toiled well and shown a fair bit of quality as well. A couple of half chances for Jordan Boss on his right boot. At the other end, Alexis McAllister put one over the crossbar. Messi almost had a second, but it's just that one goal between them in the opening 45 minutes. At the break at the Workers' Stadium in Beijing, it is Argentina 1, Australia 0. We're off to a quick break. On the other side of it, Tara Rushton and the team will run the rule over the first half highlights. Don't go away.
Well, the 68,000 fans got what they came to see at the Workers' Stadium in Beijing. Argentina, the world champions, up against Australia. It was a round of 16 rematch from the World Cup. And, well, Messi, he well and truly turned it on within the opening minutes of that clash. It took the Socceroos a little while to find their feet. But team, Luke and Archie, wowzers. Leo Messi, he's a magician, and he just turned it on from the first whistle.
He did. He obviously had a good warm-up and it didn't take him long. First touch of the ball and, you know, he does what we know he's capable of. Look, they press in here, Argentina, we get caught. And, yeah, look, it's one pass into that man, Messi. All he needs is a yard. There's not much room there, but he's found it. And some finish as you'd expect from the go. Yeah,
and you don't want to be sort of making those mistakes early on like Lecky did there. And we talked about the Australian team playing brave. Unfortunately, you make a mistake like this against the world's best. Like you said, shifts it to his left and just inch perfect. I think it even just grazed the post. There's not much that Matty could do there. Not the start that the Socceroos wanted.
So 1-0, but it could have been 2-0 or 3-0 for Messi. So looking at the second half, the Subway subs, who are you subbing on, Luke?
No, look, I'm pretty sure Arnie will be looking to his bench. You know, he's got plenty there, you know, where he goes for a Barello, who's going to bring more energy up top. To complement Mitch Duke or Alexander Robinson also, who could also play in behind that front line.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with bringing on Barello. I just feel like he's someone that can actually look to get the ball and turn and take players on. He's like a bulldog too. He'll chase down everything and like Wilco said, he just will complement Mitch Duke a lot better than maybe McLaren.
Because they started to find their rhythm, started to find their feet well and truly into the game. All right, we are off to a short break. More coming up, though, on the other side. Don't go anywhere. I just feel like it's... Look at that, the Workers' Stadium in Beijing, 68,000 fans. They have absolutely crammed in. Tickets they sold out within 1 minute to watch the world champions Argentina v Australia. And looking at the Paramount Plus playbook, Luke, there have been some really positive moments in the build-up from the Socceroos. What did you notice?
Yeah, there has been. Look, we saw early on when Messi got his goal, they're pushing through Argentina, especially early on. You see here, they're happy to push through man on man. Early on, we're starting to try and force things through midfield. Here, we make the right decision. You know, we recognise that they've pushed in and we skip a line. And not only do we do that, but as the ball's gone, we get people under the ball to support under from the midfield, picking up second balls. And we see here that they've got 4-on-4. And this is where we start to get opportunities to get at their back line, where we picked up these second balls and have the composure to play. The only thing that we're just missing at the moment is that little bit of quality in the front third. And this is what's lacking. If we can find that bit of quality, we're definitely going to get chances in the second half.
Yeah, you could see those opportunities that did come. And Jordy Boss, gosh, he's having a cracking match against Argentina. All right, we're off to a short break. The kick-off, it's just a minute away. Don't go anywhere.
Well, Australia can certainly take great heart from that first half performance. No goals on the board, but plenty of promising lead-up play, and that one decent save from Emiliano Martinez to deny Mitch Duke. Maybe they can find a way through in the second half before they go off on their holidays. Talking of which, not an awful lot of movement on the Argentine bench at the moment, but I'm sure that will change at some point. Australia's substitutes already going through some warm-up exercises. We have been told we'll see Aiden Hrustic at some juncture, probably Alex Robertson and probably Alessandro Ciccati as well for what will be his debut after playing for the Italian junior teams. Australia have won that particular tug of war. But at the moment, no doubt, all the conversation around the Workers' Stadium in Beijing revolves around one name, that being Leo Messi. He, the scorer of the game's only goal. It came in the opening couple of minutes. And probably, if you ask the locals, Andy Harper, worth the price of admission alone.
Look, I think so. Anywhere around the world, and Messi turns up, and really, by and large, that's who people turn up to watch. It's going to be the case in MLS as he moves to Inter Miami. Hugely exciting for that nascent franchise. The MLS continues to go from strength to strength. Really, the latest expansion club, San Diego, has just signed on for a $500 million US license fee. That's a business that's growing somewhat.
And Leo Messi will no doubt ensure that it grows even more over the next couple of years. But Australia have certainly grown into this game. The first 15 minutes, fair to say, Andy, were difficult. But after that, it's been pretty satisfactory.
Yeah, outside of the first 15 minutes, it's been a very even contest. Argentina have had some good chances, but they'll be a little annoyed at the quality that Australia have been able to put on them. They could easily have had that equalising goal with the Jordy Boss ball through to Mitch Duke. Martinez saving, but needing that post as well to make sure that Australia stayed behind on the scoreboard. But it was a very good first half. And these games don't always rise to much of a level, but this has been a good one.
I think Leo Messi's just given an autograph there to the assistant referee. Everybody wants a piece of him. And he will no doubt be in demand for the after-game interviews, particularly on the back of that very special goal. Another photo. How many of those does he get through in a day, do you think? It's got to be in the hundreds. But he is a once-in-a-generation type player. And in Asia, at least, this might be his final half of football. Who knows? He did say in the Argentine press this week that he thought it was unlikely he was going to play at the next World Cup. And of course, the next Copa America is not too far away. That's in 2024. So maybe not quite the end of the road for him just yet.
Well, he could, of course, find his way back to Asia with Inter Miami in the Club World Cup. That's a bit of a stretch, but still possible.
Well, there we go, 35 years ago was Australia's last win against Argentina, that 4-1 win at the old Sydney Football Stadium, made famous by Charlie Yankos's long-range goal and Martin Tyler's commentary. You can see the first of what is no doubt going to be many changes. German Pezzella is going to replace Nicolas Otamendi, like for like, one defender for another. Otamendi picked up that whack in the first half when Harry Souttar fell into him from an Australian corner. So the 31-year-old defender from Real Betis in Spain is his replacement. And here is Aiden Frustic, who's going to be a change for Australia at the break as well. Jamie McLaren has his number called, so not just a change in personnel, maybe a change in system as well. We shall see. Who wants the ball, says referee Ma Ning. Frustic is first to oblige. Spider cam giving us the perfect view of second half kickoff. Argentina 1, Australia 0. Let's see if Argentina come out at the start of the second half as they did the first, which is at quite a rate of knots. Here's McAllister. Argentina claiming that there was a foul inside the centre circle on Liverpool's new signing, but Ma Ning is not interested. It's confirmation of those changes. And good to see Aiden Frustic back after his injury concerns. Of course, he did play at the World Cup, Andy, but was clearly nowhere near fit.
Yeah, it was a shame for him.
Just broke away because Gonzalez and Atkinson, who've had quite the tussle tonight, going at it again. And this time, Ma Ning says that's a foul, and Nathaniel Atkinson becomes the first player to go into his book.
It's been a toughish night for Nathaniel Atkinson. I think he was a bit harshly judged there. He gets the ball, from my assessment. He disagrees. Maybe it's a plaintive cry, but the ref agreed with Argentina's coach, and not only, but awarded the yellow card to Nathaniel Atkinson. It's been a tough night for him, right fullback.
Well, Leo Messi scored within 2 minutes of the start. Let's see if he can tee up a chance here within 2 minutes of the restart for the world champions from the set piece. Matty Ryan on high alert. Floated into a decent area, but out again by Mitch Duke. And the noise you'll hear from one corner of the stadium is because Leo Messi's coming across, I think, to take the corner. Only 5 feet 4 inches tall, but his presence is much, much bigger than that. Pezzella rolls in a bit of push and shove inside the box. Here's Messi's delivery towards the near post. And Matt Ryan paws it back to him. Back through Acuna. who sidesteps one challenge. Oh, and it's awkward for Ryan. Really had to stretch there, and then makes the save at the near post as well to deny Alexis McAllister, or rather Angel Di Maria, I should say.
That's beautiful technique from Angel Di Maria. And Matt Ryan, not overly convincing. Firstly, the punch out to Leo Messi wasn't the best option to give the best player in the world the ball again. He did well on swatting the ball clear, and then Di Maria with great technique firing the ball goalward.
And that gives the other corner of that stand the chance to acclaim Leo Messi as he goes over to the other side to take the corner. And Ryan, well, again, I'm not 100% convinced yet the measure of the flight of the delivery, but safely out from Australia's point of view. A couple of nervy moments for Australia. Bit loose from Aidan O'Neill.
Yeah, he's a mismatch tonight, Aidan O'Neill, but that was a poor pass given Australia need to consolidate this second half, get control of it. Matt Leckie has gone to play up front with Mitch Duke with that substitution at half-time. Aidan Rustich playing in midfield, the centre of midfield, partnering with Aidan O'Neill.
So that answers that question. The shape stays the same. Leckie, of course, more than capable of playing in attack. Played a few different positions this season for his club side, Melbourne City.
Without Aaron Moy, I think the Rustich-McGree partnership in midfield, the two centre midfielders playing slightly higher up, has real promise. Ryan McGree's first half I thought was excellent, and Aidan Rustich has a similar style of game. Great craft, beautiful nuance in the touch. It's just the combination that can unpick Argentina.
And Bacchus got a toe in and then pushed the ball away to prevent the quick throw. A little bit ungentlemanly from Keanu Bacchus. And he's bundled his opponent over there, but no foul given. And Australia continued through Leckie, who got a little bump from Petzela. Not enough for the whistle to blow. And Leckie's still arguing the case, as is Graham Arnold.
He probably says there were 3 chances there, ref, for you to give us a free kick. He's been pretty steadfast in his willingness to let the game go on without intervening if he can avoid it, the referee.
Leckie, of course, eager to atone. It was his slip in the first half that opened the door for Leo Messi. Long ball forward from Martinez. And it needed that outstretched long leg from Harry Suter to keep the ball away from Di Maria. Cleared upfield by Ryan. Leckie hares after it. Looks to close down Martinez. Oh, that's clever. That's brilliant from Gonzalez. Skips clear of Atkinson. Not the best release, but it'll work out all right for Argentina. Messi into the channel, building nicely here. And the header is on target from Leo Messi. But nothing too untoward to trouble Matt Ryan. Rustich. Better space here for Riley McGree to advance into. And they've got numbers here, Australia. It's Leckie. Looking for the give and go. Well, Rustich wasn't really on that. And he's just offered the hand of apology to his teammate.
Yeah, it's his first contribution since coming off the bench, and just a little bit lacking in game awareness there. It was a good raid forward, led by Riley McGree. But then Australia couldn't find the quality to maximise that opportunity.
Duke. Boss trying to get clear of his man, and it's going to be a corner for the Socceroos, which Molina disputes. There's just a little bit of an edge to the game at the moment. Argentina still leading, but not comfortably.
It was a tight one for the ref. I think he got it right. I think you can understand appeals to the contrary.
Here's Bacchus. Boss, he was offside. Geordie Boss.
He wasn't, I don't think, but can't argue with the match officials. I thought they were a little bit quick to put the flag up then.
No VAR in operation tonight in this game, by the way. Sutar turning away from McAllister. Oh, nice feet. Down the line by Boss. Is McGree going to reel it in? He did. And he'll get the throw.
It's a pity that he couldn't get a tail on that ball. Geordie Boss, just a little bit of curl. Keep the ball more infield and not test Riley McGree. His biggest effort had to go to just keeping the ball in rather than actually attacking. But Australia come again. McGree saved the situation to win the throw-in.
Krustic looking to angle that ball in. It wasn't a bad one, you know. And it needed that touch with McGree stealing in on the blind side of Molina. And he knew it. And Australia continued to ask a few questions of the world champions. Rank outsiders, of course. Can they conjure up something from the corner? Krustic is going to have to go again. There's a bit going on between Harry Sutar and somebody.
Oh, the keeper. Martinez, two big units.
I wasn't sure whether the goalkeeper was trying to play peacemaker there, actually, but you might be right. His presence looms large. Can Aiden Krustic pick him or a teammate out? Another delay before the corner could be taken. There's a whole crowd of players around Emi Martinez. Enzo Fernandez and Kai Rolls having a bit of a cuddle at the back post. We could be here all night, Hubs.
Well, it's Bacchus and DePaul who are squaring up. Push and shove. No one willing to give an inch.
Aiden Krustic waits as though he's waiting for a bus. And ultimately takes it short. So all that was spurious. It's a nicely worked corner, though, by Australia. And at the back post was Sutar and also Bacchus. And Argentina were at panic stations there for a moment. And it's still alive for the Socceroos. And not for long. Not the right quality from O'Neill.
He hasn't got many passes wrong tonight, Aiden O'Neill. Unfortunately for Australia, he did then. But it was a nice corner variation. Ball to the back post from Rustic. And it was Bacchus and Sutar throwing their weight around. Martinez, the excellent Argentina goalkeeper, punching the ball clear via the head of Harry Sutar.
Angel Di Maria takes his leave. And Alexis McAllister as well. And we see the introduction of Julian Alvarez of Manchester City. And also, I think, Giovanni Lo Celso. So Lionel Scaloni has made the double change. I'm sure there will be a few more to come from both coaches. There was no contact there, was there? From Duke? Maybe just a slight one.
Must have been a slight one.
On Christian Romero.
There was no protest from Mitch Duke. There it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slightest of ankle taps, enough for the defender to lose his balance. Good turn from Bacchus. That wasn't the intention, I don't think, from McGree, but it worked out okay. Boss. Australia continue to play their fair share of the football. It's lovely stuff. And Australia get the foul.
Yeah, it's great composure. And again, just to repeat the point, goal after 90 seconds for the best ever, in many people's eyes at least. And then the 10 minutes that followed were a little bit sticky for the Socceroos, but since then it's been an even money bet. They've done very, very well.
As you can see, we're going to see Brandon Borrello and Denis Jean-Rowe presently. Meantime, McGree through the legs of the defender and hangs it up, but Martinez is there to gather.
How good is he? You know, he's a big lump of a goalkeeper, but his speed off the line, man.
Calmly done by Kai Rolls. Back to Matt Ryan, two former Central Coast Mariners. Now, of course, the A-League champions. Kai Rolls was actually there to watch his former club lift the title in Sydney.
That's interesting with Australia's formation, Simon. Graham Arnold, the coach, talking pre-game about injury to wingers forcing the change in formation, but it's worked really well. Riley McGree, not an out-and-out winger. Aiden Rustich the same. You can see them just the two wide midfielders there, but playing a little bit narrower. Hence the formation change. And why necessarily would you change this formation to get quote-unquote wingers back in the team? They've done very, very well.
I'm sure the likes of Craig Goodwin and Awer Mabil, Martin Boyle would strongly disagree with your words, but it's a fair point.
It's also a system.
Here goes Geordie Boss. McGree wanted the ball played back to him. Boss opted to continue. It's a good strong win though by Lo Celso. Now Messi. Been a while since we've heard those cheers, but he's angled the ball out beautifully towards Gonzalez. Beyond him is Julian Alvarez. He's got to contend with the size of Harry Souttar. And the ball out of play will give Australia the chance to make that double change. It's going to be Brandon Borrello from Western Sydney Wanderers on for Mitch Duke, who's toiled hard along with, well, first Jamie McLaren in the first half and then with Matt Leckie in the second at the point of the attack. And Aidan O'Neill takes his leave to be replaced by Denis Jean-Rowe, who's had a decent season with his French club, Toulouse, winning the French Cup. Mania Brandon Borrello season's not been bad either.
Fabulous, fabulous domestic season.
You'd hope, Harbs, that all the changes, and there's probably going to be a few more before we're done, don't take the tempo or the heat out of the game, because it's been a good contest and played at a decent click. Here comes Acuna. Swings it across. Messi. Little drop of the shoulder, goes down. And Marning right on the spot, says free kick.
Well, this was the other TNC on the ticket. A set piece for Leo Messi within striking distance. Scored a beauty to separate the teams. Inside 90 seconds, can he do the same from the dead ball? He's done it plenty of times.
Well, I'm sure Matt Ryan has watched a million of these situations. Leo Messi for Barcelona, for Paris Saint-Germain, for Argentina. Doesn't mean it's any easier to stop. Nathaniel Atkinson is going to be the draft excluder. It's part of that wall of 6. What can Messi find in his kit bag here? Messi finds a way through, courtesy of a touch off the wall. Fancy off Kai rolls. And Argentina have to settle for a corner.
Yeah, nice adjustment from Kai Rolls, not in the ball clear of Matt Ryan's goal.
And the margin remains just at the 1 goal. Scored by the hero of the hour. Not quite sure what's going on here, whether we've got somebody on the pitch that shouldn't be. And to try and get close to their hero. Messi keeping a watching brief on everything. And we have a long delay before the corner can be taken. Well, the local cameras not eager to tell us what's going on. I think that little phalanx of police that have just rushed through in the background probably tell their own story. Somebody will not be watching any further part of this game, and now we're ready for the corner, which is worked short between De Paul and Messi. Nice little reverse ball from De Paul. Still plenty up for Argentina. It's 2. Beautifully flighted delivery. And German Pezzella was the Johnny on the spot to nod the ball home. Just his 3rd goal for his country. And the world champions are 2 clear.
Well, it was a lovely run through the box, if unchecked. The frustration for Australia, but unmarked. De Paul and Messi combining nicely. On the left touchline, De Paul dropping the ball into the hole. And Pezzella, unchecked with a nice glancing header to ease whatever angst was accumulating on the Argentina bench because of the Australian resistance and their performance. But they're 2 clear now, the world champions.
And German Pezzella's first goal for his country since he scored against Ecuador in 2019. was the combination between Messi and ultimately De Paul that created the angle for that lovely cross. And Graham Arnold would be disappointed that they didn't pick up that run of the defender. And it's as it was in the second half in Doha. Argentina 2 goals to the good. Australia mounted a spirited late comeback on that occasion. They'll need to do the same again tonight. And it's unfortunate because generally their play has been pretty good, but just lacking a bit of cutting edge. Steered around the corner by Lo Celso. Partly away by Rolls. Now Fernandez. Back through Pizzella, scorer of the second goal. Nicely angled ball for Acuna. Backheel for Gonzalez, and again Argentina just showing us the full range now of their skills. Messi. In position for the return. Little drop of the shoulder, tees up Alvarez, Julian Alvarez, good save. Matty Ryan to keep the margin at 2.
That's a great save by Ryan. That was frightening from Argentina. Beautiful from back to front. The combinations, the fluency of the attack, and Messi inside the penalty area. Most people think he might try and slot it himself. The play continues. And wonderful desperation, and at full stretch from Australia's captain, Matt Ryan. But that was just lovely football from Argentina.
And that's the key. When they need to go through the gears, they can. De Paul. Australia win it back. Dug out well. McGree, drop of the shoulder, could open up the pitch on the left. Jordy Boss steaming forward. Needed a bit of help, and it was too slow to arrive, and Boss forced into making the foul on De Paul.
I thought maybe the error in judgment there from the youngster Jordy Boss was to turn the ball back inside rather than take the opportunity to run at the right fullback, try and expose and get behind Molina.
So triple change to be made by Graham Arnold. Nathaniel Atkinson takes his leave. Matt Leckie is going to be replaced as well. And Ryan Strain is on for just his second full international cap. He too has had a good season with St Mirren. We're going to see Alex Robertson and Connor Metcalf as well at the expense of Riley McGree. Fourth official getting through a fair bit of work. He's going to have to do a couple of Argentina changes as well. Connor Metcalf, he's had a very good first campaign in the second tier in the Bundesliga with St. Pauli. Nicolas Gonzalez takes his leave. Had a good battle with Nathaniel Atkinson. Alejandro Garnacho from Manchester United is his replacement. And also we're going to see Leandro Paredes the defensive midfielder who plays for Juventus in Italy. So all change for both teams. Clumsy by Acuna on Hrustic, and he felt that. See if those changes can change Australian fortunes. It's a lovely bit of footwork from Connor Metcalfe, eager for the ball, fresh off the bench. Look how quickly Argentina surround the ball and manage to find a way out. Well, not quite out, as it turns out. Hrustic wanted handball there, but nothing doing. And Garnacho will race away down the left. International debut for him. Messi was looking for a bit of help, which was slow to come, and that's a foul. By Paredes. Brandon Barello chopped down unceremoniously.
Nice little bit of footwork. There's no question that was a handball in the last attack. No controversy in the end because Australia won the ball back, and subsequently the free kick, which has set them up in Argentina's half, but again the pass can't stick.
Connor Metcalfe not joined in the squad this time by his St. Pauli teammate Jackson Irvine. He's played 30 times in his first season in the second tier in Germany. 3 goals as well. Bit to prove after being left out of the World Cup squad. Admitted he left his run a little bit late. Australia building nicely here. And again, it just gets away at the crucial moment. Forward by Robertson, good steal by Pazzella. And a really good win back as well by Keanu Bacchus. And that's a foul by Alvarez on Hrustic. Maybe Harry Suter suggesting that there should have been a yellow card here. Bacchus out for strain. Robertson, the youngster is still awaiting his senior debut for Manchester City. Winning his second international cap tonight. He's committed the foul there. He did sit on the bench in City's final Premier League game of the season against Brentford. So you'd imagine that debut is not too far away.
Edging closer to what would be a massive milestone, coming in rapid succession, really, if it happens sometime at the start of next season with his breakthrough at international level.
Can Australia find a cutting edge from somewhere? Argentina have kept 5 clean sheets in their last 8 internationals. Only France, Holland and Australia, the teams to score against them. Here's Messi. Still go. Oh, that is sublime. Absolutely brilliant. Garnacho had no right to get through there, Messi. But somehow he squirmed clear. No wonder the camera shutters are going off. Look at this.
Well, There was about to be a public tarring and feathering of Kyle Rolls for daring to haul Messi back, but it still wasn't enough. He just jinked his way through quite deliciously. Footwork that has been the hallmark of a quite remarkable career.
Another change for Argentina. I'll update you on that in a moment. Meantime, here's Garnacho, who fancies a goal on debut.
Well, the specially delivered ball has just exploded with a tackle.
Maybe it was being close to Leo Messi. Guido Rodriguez is the latest introduction for Argentina. We got a fresh ball as well. Rodriguez, another player from Real Betis.
I don't think I've ever seen a ball pop like that.
Yeah,
at top level football.
Don't make them like they used to.
It wouldn't happen with a Bunnings ball, Simon. With your $5 sausage sizzle.
Into the final 10 minutes in Beijing. Garnacho scampering after this one, but Strain always had front position. Ryan's going to have to be quick. There's a good flick on that in the first place by Robertson. Here's Hrustic. It's taken off the toe at the crucial moment. Flip forward for Messi. Backer stealing in ahead of Alvarez. And an Australian goal kick. Lionel Scaloni, who is a player of some repute during his days, a right back for Deportivo La Coruña, for Lazio. Little spell at West Ham as well. What a job he's done, guiding them to the World Cup for the third time in their history.
And continuing that remarkable run to which you referred in the first half. 46 games now and 1 loss against Saudi, of all teams, in that opening World Cup match. A whole range of fronts. Doesn't that seem like a long time ago? A World Championship secured. One loss in 46 international matches.
And with the greatest of respect to Indonesia, you'd reckon that might be about to become 47, providing Australia don't mount a comeback here, which seemed pretty unlikely with less than 10 minutes to go. As for the Socceroos, their next engagement is scheduled to be against England at Wembley on the 14th of October before their Asian Cup engagements in Qatar next January. India, Syria and Uzbekistan in the group. Which I guess you'd say Harps is tricky but negotiable.
Yeah, they should be favourites, so they will be favourites to top that group.
Graham Arnold's duty's not quite done after tonight. He heads off to Thailand to help out Brad Malone in the under-17s in their quest to win that Asian Cup in that age category. And tonight, moments of promise from his charges, but not yet any tangible reward. A vital experience for some of these young players. Rustic a bit strong towards Bacchus. This is Molina, angles it nicely for Messi. I think it's clearly part of Leo Messi's contract, or Argentina FA's contract with the game's organisers, that he plays the full 90 minutes. Otherwise, at 35 harps, you'd surely be signalling for a breather from the coach.
Well, he gets the rest after tonight, doesn't he? So
yeah,
that was, I'm sure, the agreement. But plenty of strings attached to these huge commercial deals for these matches in FIFA windows.
Just a shade over 5 minutes to go. We haven't yet seen Alessandro Ciccati off the bench for Australia. Which we fancy we might. It's a bit careless from the world champions, and Krustic then chose the wrong option. Straight into Paredes, and Garnacho races away with Sutar in pursuit. And Ryan Strain sees it safely away. Anxious to impress Garnacho. Not yet a regular at Manchester United, but he was good off the bench in the FA Cup final. Paredes to tap the corner short. Acuna. Garnacho for Paredes. Now Messi trying to lift that ball over the top. And they almost picked up the scraps on the edge of the box there, Argentina. And the deflection favours Matty Ryan. He launches it long, and Martinez out to play central defender. There's room on the left if Australia can move the ball quickly enough that way, but they can't really. Sutar. Strain. Just haven't been able to really find that one bit of quality inside the box. Graham Arnold's team. Robertson. Corner ball. And again, not quite sure what's going on here. Some shenanigans behind the referee's assistant. The pandemonium around Messi this week has been phenomenal. 20,000 turned up at the airport to greet them. Lionel Scaloni was quoted as saying, "If we're not careful, they're going to kill us." And he meant that in the nicest possible way, but they've just been mobbed wherever they've gone. And there's been a fair few following Australia around as well. Clear foul that on Krustic. Actually struggled to get to their training venue the first couple of days. There were so many fans trying to get around them. And one player, of course, in particular. Can Australia find some quality from this set piece? Sutar is an obvious target. Krustic, a little bit too flat, but the shot was heading goalwards from Alexander Robertson before it was charged down and diverted away towards Alejandro Garnacho. Did one too many step-overs. Not quite Messi yet. Into the final minutes of the 90. Chance for you to give us your assessments tonight, Andy.
Thanks, Simon. Yeah, thoroughly worthwhile. It's always a privilege to watch Messi play, and a goal that sort of sums up his career, which has been quite a remarkable one, and thankfully with a couple more chapters to play out now at Inter Miami. But after that early sloppiness from Australia, it's been a really, really good game of football when you consider there's no qualifying points or tournament points at stake. Argentina have done what they've needed to do, but they've been tested.
That's offside. Flag clearly raised against Julian Alvarez.
On plenty of occasions, and Australia have lacked a cutting edge, maybe that little bit of class at the right moment, but equally at 0-1, that very good save from Emiliano Martinez off Mitch Duke. That was a tight call as well for offside, but as it was. And at 1-1, and that could easily have gone in. 1-1 might have changed the complexion of the football match, but basically Argentina have got the quality of hit out that they would have wanted, and Australia, for their part, have done well, but with still very clearly room to move, and a thoroughly worthwhile exercise the whole match.
Well, the world champions about to finish with a late flourish. Here's Messi out for Garnacho. Good strong defending from Ryan Straight. No suggestion of a foul there. Strain trying to bundle his way past Acuna. And Keanu Bacchus very quickly into defender's teammate. It's been played generally in the right spirit. Things, to coin a phrase, a little strained there.
Well, he's been very combative all game as Bacchus, and so too Acuna. He didn't really need to go on with that. But given the nature of the match, no further sanction required. So close to full time anyway. I'm sure there'll be love and hugs and kisses when the referee finishes things here. And played generally with great respect between both teams, who provided a good test for each.
Is there a late consolation for Australia? Too much on that for Strain. Into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. It's going to be an Australian throw. Last touch off Acuna. Maybe the last chance for the Socceroos to get on the board. Krustic. Robertson. Square by Sutar for Rolls. Sutar looking for that ball over the top, and he's found Jordy Boss. He uses his strength to hold off Molina. Some promising moments, in particular in the first half, from Jordan Boss in attack, going forward down that left-hand side. A little bit less so in the second. Bacchus will find him again. Metcalf, awkward height to try and control the ball. And Argentina again showing their composure under pressure as they look to see this game out and make it one defeat in 46 internationals. Messi. Maybe a final chance for his Chinese fan club to cheer him, but he's lost out. And it's going to be a free kick here for the foul by Leandro Paredes on Denis Genreau. The feather touch from Leo Messi. It's become his trademark. His feet are almost like hands. The way they bring the ball under his spell. And they've been treated in Beijing to one of his specials tonight. Came after 2 minutes. He was involved, albeit a minor part, in the second goal as well. Rustic clips in the free kick, but with too much pace. And that, says Marning, the referee, is that. The world champions, too strong once again for the Socceroos. A vital experience for some of those Australian players. Leo Messi heads off on his holidays as a winner. Next stop, Miami for him. Will he be back for another major tournament? And what have Australia learned ahead of their next major engagement? All questions to be answered in the future. Tonight, it was all about Messi. He opened the scoring after 2 minutes with a beautiful finish and was then involved in the second, which came courtesy of a cross from Rodrigo de Paul and a firm header from substitute German Pizzella. Australia worked hard. Some of their approach play was really good tonight, but they lacked a bit of cutting edge. One chance for Mitch Duke in the first half that Emi Martinez did really well to push onto the post. Their next engagement against England at Wembley in October, and then on to the Asian Cup. But tonight is all about Leo Messi, and now the fight is on for his shirt. Alexander Robertson having a go. I'm sure there'll be a few contenders for it, but he was a joy to watch. He has been a joy to watch over the last couple of decades. Let's hope it's not the last we've seen of him in an Argentina jersey. Australia tried hard, but in the end, that little bit of extra class and that little bit of Messi genius was enough to give Argentina the win by 2-0.
Well, they showed why they are the very best in the world tonight in front of 68,000 adoring fans in Beijing. Leo Messi, the star of the show, of course, but his cast of stars that flanked him in the starting lineup and the greatest squad from Argentina. And I didn't want to cut away from that Vision team because I really wanted to see who was getting Lionel Messi's kit at the end of that one. We know it was Cammy Devlin at the end of the World Cup. He didn't play a minute, and I was thinking, is Alex Robertson a shoe in there?
He made a couple of
Is it getting awkward? How is this going to play out?
Oh, gosh.
Did look a bit awkward there at the end, didn't he? I think there's probably millions of Chinese people there that were